Welcome back to the Proving Grounds. I'm Mazel, joined by Joshi and Magical yet again after a sub 30-minute game from Team Liquid Academy over TBA, which we'll get to that conversation a little bit later because I got a little bit of fun here, and it's something we haven't gotten to do in a while because players are really bad at responding to messages. But I was able to go out and find 3 players to draw me a little bit of art. So I've got another edition of the Proving Grounds art gallery here, and I have 3 players that have submitted some wonderful art here. And I'm going to bring one at a time up on screen. We're going to talk about what the art could be. We're going to manifest what the feelings of the artist could have been at the time of painting. And we're going to see who you think could be the artiste. No French this time, though. So let's go ahead and bring up the first photo here, the first art that we have. And, I just off your first thoughts, thinkings, feelings, I guess, of this one. What do you think it could be, Joshi?
It's a very masculine-looking LeBlanc.
Honestly, the drawing skills for this guy is actually insane.
It's not bad.
It's like for in paint, like maybe a little bit of the targeting on the canvas needs to be adjusted, but that's where we're in NA development, right? We're developing the artists of the future, all right? We get a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Next time, right in the middle. It'll be fine, Magical.
I have no confidence because I've met most of these players in person. And you know how many drawings I had to draw for them?
True.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I think I know who this is. But yeah, I respect they actually drew it.
Okay. Is it Harry? Okay.
That's who I was going to go with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Harry, right, as LeBlanc. But it's somebody from this series, right?
Yes.
Okay, then it's Harry.
Yeah,
I was going to say it might also be Jan.
It could also be Jan. No, it is Harry who did draw this one. He drew us a wonderful Yasuo. Last time we had him draw something during the Academy season, and this time the LeBlanc. Man, for paint, this guy's able to describe some very intricate things on champions. I think it's really cool. So shout outs to Team Liquid.
Let's go, Harry.
Honda Academy Harry, mid laner. With some serious drawing skills there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mechanics coming through, you know?
Yeah, see, you got to see some on the Rift, and you get to see some out of the Rift. So let's go ahead and bring up the second photo that we have, the second piece of art. And this one is my favorite, but hands down, absolute favorite. The message from this one for the player, he asked me, text on or off? And I said, text on, baby. You gotta go with the fun. So obviously, with some descriptions, you can see what you think it could be. Honestly, on par, if not better, than the first art that we saw today, Joshi.
Good.
I have a feeling I know what this is, but we can talk, like, I definitely know what this is,
I was going to say, if you don't know what it is, I'm going to question you a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, you got Viger, you got the cage, fun, no fun. He's got one of the 2 outplay buttons that he's already placed, but I feel like I have a good idea that this might be another mid laner.
Yeah, Robbie Bob.
What would make you think that?
I have seen enough Robbie Bob stick figures over the years that I can recognize them from a mile away.
Yeah,
gotta give a shout out.
Right with Josh. I got it. Robbie Bob.
It is the Roberts of Bobberts.
Yeah.
It is Robbie Bob, the mid laner for TBA, who drew us a nice little Vigar painting.
The part that I'm actually impressed about is this might be the best handwriting I've ever seen from Robbie.
True. For me, it's the cage. The cage has so much intricate detail in it.
It's got
the little particles on the sides, the tear from the stick figure. Like it really all ties it together.
Now,
man.
I do need to point something out for you real quick, Lennon. That all the pillars, they were copy pasted.
You know what? We don't look at that level. All right? We look at the holistic drawing.
Josh is wrong. It's just the skill of the artist.
Yeah, exactly.
You perfectly recreated 4 times after the first one.
I can't believe you can't do that. Like, wow. Well, it's obvious why you're not in Proving Grounds as a player, because you obviously don't have the mechanics that Robbie Bob has. But yes, thank you to Robbie Bob, who, drawing an amazing photo for me. This was my favorite out of the 3. Giving spoilers already, but we'll go on to the third photo of the day, and this one.
What the heck is this?
What do you think it could
That's ARAM. It's ARAM.
What could it possibly be, Magical?
It is ARAM.
It is ARAM.
Oh,
it is.
Okay.
I was a little curious because there's like the extra like building or like tower in there. Like there's 3 towers, but I
one of them's an inhibitor.
One's an inhibitor.
Okay, yeah, I guess true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I guess that's why one of them is smaller.
Can I ask what the prompt was that you gave them?
So the prompt for these were your favorite thing in League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
So this one's a little bit out of left field. I haven't had this answer before. So for Harry, it was LeBlanc, even though he said Yasuo last time.
Who are
So,
ARAM
talk to him
players?
again.
I'm gonna go with Bradley.
And then we had Robbie Bob with Vigar casing somebody. And then now we have a third player whose name I will not reveal just yet, saying ARAM is their favorite thing.
Bradley kind of makes sense, but I kind of want to say Robbie again.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that's not it.
Okay. Robbie, I definitely knew played a lot of ARAMs. I've played plenty with him, and he really enjoys playing like really degenerate, like one-shot builds in ARAM, where he will just like wait in like weird spots and just jump out and kill people all the time. But I don't actually know who else plays ARAM.
Well, I'll if you want to go ahead and take a crack at it, Magical, I'll give you one guess,
said
and I'll go ahead
Bradley.
and reveal. You said Bradley, that's your go-to?
Yeah.
Joshi, you have any changes? Addendums?
Let's go with Kitsua just to mix it up.
Wrong. It is the one, the only, the Skytech from the bottom lane.
Oh, I should have known. Wait,
that's trolling.
he's
You
not
said
in the
it-
series.
It is troll. It was from today. Sorry, I meant
You
today.
said
not
this series.
the
Oh, you
series.
trolled
I meant
us.
today.
You
But every
trolled
time
us.
we've done Art Gallery, it's been for the day, not the series. So yes, I do troll you a little
I
bit.
might
but
have been able to get
it-
that one if I had even
Yeah,
thought.
No,
about some
you
of the
would
AoE
not have. Don't
players.
you even
I wouldn't
lie.
have limited
I
myself.
played
you
with Lynx and
even
Skytech
lie.
and ARAM multiple times.
Lies. Yeah, you were literally talking about that at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I started the day with the.
That's actually why I'm like a little upset too.
Also-
If I had known it was from the day, I would have looked at that last series and been like,
You know
hey,
what?
he
I gotta
mentioned-
keep you on your toes. All right. You didn't. Hey, just say it. No,
I
but
feel
special
cheated.
shout
I
out
feel
to
cheated. We
Skytech.
won, Josh. We
Getting in
won
there.
this whole
No,
thing.
you did not
There's
win.
no debate
We
about
went
it.
2 for 3.
No,
You went 2
no.
for
We
3.
got
Is
we
that
got
winning?
we went 2 for 2. We did great,
Sorry.
100%.
I'm gonna be straight up. I'm a little bit distracted because I have the AoE Ginger Turmeric versus 100 Thieves, and AoE Ginger Turmeric are actually very close to upsetting 100 Thieves. They
No
are
way.
1-1, and they are breaking into the base of 100 Thieves right now on the Academy channel. So there's a
It
lot
is-
of spies coming through. It might be
it
the
is a
second
close
place
one.
curse coming in, Magical.
Second place curse. It's back. It's back from the dead.
Could be. But we got to talk a little bit about the no longer first
Yeah,
place
turning
curse
down this screen.
here. At
We're not
this
looking
point.
at
Yeah,
it anymore.
don't look at that one.
You
anymore, 'cause
can,
we
but I
got-
can't.
We have another series, or our series, to focus on as Team Liquid Academy. Kind of, as you were saying in the cast, Joshi, not exactly the most dominant. I mean, I would say there's a lot
It was
for
pretty
TBA
dominant.
to pull out,
It
but it
was
was
pretty
pretty dominant to speak.
Yeah, it's not the same kind of like balls to the wall aggression that we've been seeing from Team Liquid that we've really enjoyed watching them over the past summer really develop. But it was an Armeo gap, right? Armeo was so good this game.
Oh, yeah.
4-0-4 is the last time I remember seeing his KDA. He hadn't died the entire game, taking so much control and preventing Kitsuo from really farming effectively throughout the most of the game. And while there were a couple of mistakes, right? Harry getting caught leads to Bradley getting caught on the opposite side of the map. It was definitely a spot where Team Liquid otherwise were controlling the macro so heavily, they just never really had to flaunt their mechanics, with the one exception of Armeo and Ayla getting caught out.
I gotta throw a special shout out to Bradley on the Graves top.
Bradley. He was really good at shooting barrels. Like
He was
I
really
didn't,
good at shooting barrels.
I didn't call it out during the game, but even in the middle of a couple of the team fights, you just saw him walk up and shoot the barrels and get a little bit of damage onto Porsche at the same time, and he was doing it so consistently. I was waiting for it to like really matter to actually say it, but I saw him do it at least 3 times in the middle of team
Oh, yeah.
fights.
It just felt like Team Liquid Academy were flexing a little bit in that one, especially towards the end where they felt like they had the control. And that's what we expect from the top-seeded team and really the team that we expect to win the whole thing. So we'll see what TBA can do to bounce back in game number 2 as we are ready
Give us
for
a show.
Camp Select. So let's see what happens.
I'm excited that we should have a show on our hands, but it won't be with Rengar. Never going to get through for Kitsuo. I wish
No kitty.
I wish that would be let through just so we could see and have the pleasure of watching Kitsuo on one of his favorite champions with the Karthus, another one that we saw banned last time. Both teams remaining on the same sides, and I'm expecting that Nyla or Neela, however you want to pronounce it. Yep, there it is, to be banned by Team Liquid.
Just don't let these weird things come through. It seems to be the creed coming through from Team Liquid. Let's play some more standard League of Legends. We're better at it. We're the best Academy team at it. And so as the Poppy does get banned away, it does leave a little bit more opportunity for Team Liquid to try and kind of choose what they want to. I was expecting the Gangplank last time, but that went over to Porsche. Kalista?
I'm expecting the Kalista for Yon and Ayla. Hasn't that been one of their best performing bot lane duos?
Yes. Kalista has been something that he has been quite good at, but no! Breaking both of our expectations. Gangplank is going to be going over to Porsche yet again. I would not be surprised if Kitsuo just chose to grab up the Lee Sin for the second game in a row.
This would be
mostly
much better.
got controlled. Yeah, this is definitely a much better matchup. He was mostly just being controlled by Armeo, but we got to see some glimpses of why he actually got to play this champion so much, why they trusted him to actually bring it to the stage over and over again. And instead of the Kalista going over to Yon and Ayla, instead it's going to be Masu pairing it up. And I'm expecting the Renata to come through from Kim Down, who's typically much more of a strong engaged player than most of the enchanters, but definitely Renata is something that is just so strong that every support has been able to pick up.
It's funny because that's actually why I don't expect to see the Renata here. I expect it to be
really.
I expect it to
the
be
Mummy?
Maybe the Mummy, something more aggressive that really works for them, or the jungle for Kitsuo. Those are the two I was kind of looking at as being like what they might prioritize over going for Renata, so they can see what they're going up against in this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, the Monkey has been kind of classically counterpicked by this Viego, right? You typically see the Viego as a response to the Wukong, and this was when Wukong was even stronger of a champion, right? When you had more damage that you were doing to the jungle, and you could clear much more quickly. But now, they're going to be selecting it going up against Armeo, and it is something that is not completely ridiculous to see going up into the top lane, but just as we were talking about with the Poppy originally, it's not particularly likely.
No, it's not too likely. It would be more expected for Kitsuo, but you know what? You might as well play wild. It is a game that has got everything on the line right now. Robbie Bob, why not just lock in the Zed? Just do it. Just lock in the Zed. No, go back to the Zed. I know you want the Mumu for Kim Down, but get the Zed.
We would love it. The Mummy looks to be coming through as well, and oh my god, sorry Magical, I think they've actually done it. AoE Ginger Turmeric looking to upset 100 Thieves Academy in the first round. Mazel, we're already at the spot where we said all three Academy losses to amateur teams. Looks to be happening. We still have a lot of tournament left, but we're going to be going right back on in. Go check out twitch.tv/academy if you want to see the interview coming through with AoE Ginger Tournament here in a moment.
I love upsets. I'm all about upsets.
Huge upset.
That's why, like, going into this one, I never want to just discount Team Pending. I want to give them hope. I want to give them a way that they can play into this game. As we look at what they've drafted so far, it does put Kim Down on more of an aggressive, engaged type support, but it reminds me a lot of Nautilus when people were criticizing Nautilus because it's a one-way trip, essentially.
Exactly, and so this is the opportunity now, but normally it is a one-way trip, but you also have the Kalista, so after level 6, it's no longer this one-way opportunity for them to jump on in, and so now that we're looking at Team Pending, their draft here is good. I also liked their draft in the first game, right? I thought they had given themselves plenty of opportunities to go, or to have these win conditions, but now we're taking less opportunity for Kim Down to be their really strong member, and now we're really going to be focusing a lot more on Masu, right? The player that we were highlighting at the beginning of the series, the player that we were looking at, this young 17-year-old trying to make it in a world where they're going up against the #1 seed. They said they were going to give us a show. This is the kind of game plan that you'd have to really give us a show.
And here we have pretty standard bans, I think, for each side. The Gangplank taken away from Porsche as opposed to getting picked up because they waited so long for that. Talia and LeBlanc taken away from Harry, something that he's been playing very well. As Porsche picks up Gnar. A bit surprised on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely been something he's not been playing quite as much. Although, of course, you know, coming as a substitute, we haven't been seeing nearly as much Porsche as we were initially expecting.
Right.
But it also gives a lot of opportunity for Bradley to have a lot of strong counter pick. Well, Gnar is a very good, very safe blind pick kind of across the board. It also has some really miserable matchups that we know Bradley can play. He's typical counterpick has been, a lot of Olaf. He's been playing it quite a bit, but it's also something where you can throw the Silas into the mid lane. Harry's been very good at it so far this split.
Harry has been really good. We've seen Bradley play it as well. Both of them highlighting the champion excellently, especially into this Gnar matchup. We see how difficult it is for Gnar to really lane up against Silas. So with this final pick, it should at least indicate whether or not it is going to be that flex, but I think you kind of talked about it. The Kali that was open, they could have just flexed it around. Instead, they make sure they cement that it is Bradley on Silas and Harry on Ari.
As he goes into the mid lane, this is something they can be very aggressive on. And Robbie Bob taking off the Victor, which has been one of his most played. He's also been playing a lot of Corki, some Rise. I would love to watch some Zed. That would be a huge show coming out from the Team Pending squad.
Zed.
Oh, Rise. Okay, we'll take it. I mean, this is also a pretty decent matchup going directly into the RA. You have the lockdown just as we saw, and you have plenty of late game insurance, right? We saw Insanity said, it's okay, I'm 0-3. It's okay, don't worry about it. We're still going to beat these guys anyway. So that gives Robbie some opportunity to play a little bit later on in the game, and he definitely really comes alive during later game team fights. And so, yet again, I like the draft coming through from Team Pending. I think it's very holistic. It has some really big team fight tools available to them. But Team Liquid, they're not looking to teamfight you with this composition. They're looking to pick you off on isolated skirmishes. They are looking to take control and prevent you from ever having a full file 5v5.
That is a good point. When we look at how these teams kind of want to play, especially looking at how Team Liquid Honda have kind of drafted, it is not really about finding those fights all together.
Yeah.
They want more picks. They want to see if they can play more around their side lanes as well, collapsing on people. But this is where I think I want to give a little bit of credit over to TBA. This is a composition that is purely built around team fighting. If you can get the Gnar with Nega into a fight with a Curse of the Sad Mummy and a Wukong Cyclone, there we go, I can say words.
There you go.
That is a lot of wombo combo that you've got on your team, a lot of lockdown potential.
Yeah. But the other thing that we got to look out for, Alex, is Bradley can also take away a lot of these really strong ultimates. Bradley, Chadley coming through will have opportunities to showcase exactly what he can do because he takes away the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Suddenly, he just puts a full-on stop and allows all the members of Team Liquid to once again start maneuvering in the team fight. And so, there's a lot of play coming through from both sides, and whenever that happens, I always got to favor Team Liquid.
Team Liquid are just this unstoppable force that is inevitable. We've seen how they played through this entire summer split. We saw how they won in the spring proving grounds. And here, they've already marked their territory. They've already gotten their first win over TBA. Don't make me laugh while I'm in the middle of my introductions, Josh. As we get onto the Rift for the first game, the second game. I can't help but laugh.
Look, you said it. They're marking their territory, man. They got no dogs on the team. But
it doesn't have to be that way. It's like a hunter marking the territory as well.
Well, I'm just saying, you knew exactly why I laughed as soon as I said it.
It did. It didn't cross my mind at first, and then I realized it, and I'm like,
oh no, what have we done? But now, as we look across the board, remember, Silas does, in fact, get that Black Spear, because there is a Callista on the other side. I expect that he will probably choose to put it on Armeo, partly because it gives them really good ganks, and also just because it allows Armeo to look even more proactively for a lot of these resets, right? If he can go in and then jump right on back out, it can be very, very aggressive. Did they kill the Mumu? No. It's not the worst thing if Bradley doesn't kill Armeo early on in the game, but not having that extra little bit of damage coming through from Kim Down when you're hitting the same target, as well as just the proximity advantages that you get, is a little bit worrying that Masu and Kim Down just kind of dropped the ball on that one. Not the greatest thing, but as they walk back into lane, you can still buy another Black Spear. You can still get Kim down.
That is free. They're attached. They're attached.
They are?
Yeah, look underneath Amumu.
Oh, okay, they are. Okay. I just saw the spear and I didn't see Amumu ever die.
That's what I saw too, so I was really confused, but then looking closer, I'm like, wait, no. He's got the little...
All right, we're good.
Little buff underneath.
Okay. We're safe. Good job, Masu Kim Down. Yeah. Sorry I ever doubted you.
Yeah, don't doubt them, because now they got the bandage toss on Ayla, but with shields combined with some... what is it? Severum and... Don't say it. Calibrum.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's so many guns. I just saved the green one. Oh.
Infernum, and the Chakras, because I always forget that one.
Yeah. But so far, we are already seeing some early trading, right? Both Robbie Bob and Harry really is going aggressive, and we see that Bradley hasn't been able to farm a whole lot, as even Kim Down and Masu trying to create a lot of pressure early on in the lane, just really bullying around Yan and Aelin. So we're seeing them some small early prio advantages come out, and now Kitsuo going to try and use that because he's already committing a lot of time after clearing his bottom side.
I hope that Oh, the flash in. The dash is there. Harry will survive.
Ooh, it's a 1-for-2 flash, though,
Yeah.
as Harry keeps himself alive, and also, he's not going to lose a whole lot. He just has to teleport back.
And now Armeo right up into the mid lane. No flash on Robbie Bob, and we saw how vulnerable a Rise without flash is. Armeo understands that pathing around as Robbie Bob tries to get to territory where Kitsuo can defend him, but the flash Shin stun connects. The damage is there, but Robbie Bob will die first. The first one is Harry that TP'd in.
No
Kitsuo,
flash.
this is bad. It's looking like a last game all over again.
And it's an Armeo diff yet again.
Oh, and are we just about to see a solo kill from Bradley?
Oh.
You better bet we are.
Bradley coming alive at level 3, jumping in on Porsche, and even though he hasn't been able to farm at all this lane, finding a solo kill, 3 kills, going over to Team Liquid already, and Armeo, the Armeo diff coming through, finding the confidence to take down Robbie, and then helping out Harry to pick up another kill.
Then it also enables Bradley to feel so confident in that top lane.
Exactly.
And we get to take a look at this replay. It's as you had called out, the TP was up for Harry. It was an easy rotation.
Yeah, and so we heard that Team Pending were trying to put on a show. I don't think this is a show that they wanted, as the scream comes through and Kitsuo nowhere left to go. I think he tries to look as though he had shifted over into the clone, but now in the top lane, Bradley not able to crash.
No, there is a little bit of assistance, though, as Armeo fights back against Kitsuo, even looking to see if they can play aggressively on these 2 levels. They got leads pretty much for Bradley, for Armeo. They don't want to fully contest, and I kind of like this pull Kitsuo is able to manage for Porsche topside.
Yeah, good stuff from Team Pending to prevent that wave from actually crashing. It is a potential freeze coming through. You're seeing Bradley teleporting alone as Armeo backs away. Bradley's in a very dangerous spot right now because Kitsuo is still up here in the top side. He's got a big CS lead already on this Gnar, and now Bradley has to be very aggressive trying to actually crash this.
Trying to see if he can just use Chain Lash on the other side. We'll get at least some minions that are denied towards Porsche. It is unfrozen, and you even see that Kitsuo is not playing around the top side anymore. Instead, he's looking to see if they can make a play mid lane.
The crash goes through, and now there's 3v2.
Oh, Ayla rotating. Nice handshake. The mechanics are there, but the Vantage Toss comes in and gets the flash out of Ayla. Now Armeo is in the middle of the pit fighting against the members of Team Pending. They could fight him off. Oh, the bailout! Armeo gets his resets to survive, and Tim Down flashes away just to barely escape danger.
Oh my gosh, so much success.
Avery! That charm, it connects. I didn't think that they had enough to pick up the kill. Now Matsu, he wanted to show up, but it was way too late.
This is the Team Liquid that we were looking for. The Team Liquid that loves playing on the edge of what they can do. There's so much set up for Armeo to have success here, right? He's got the bailout. He's got the resets potentially coming through. Also, later on when Silas gets involved, they will keep him alive as well. And they can just hunt for these resets for forever. He literally died before coming back from the grave in order to find another opportunity to come through. And Harry with the charm at the end, just as you called out, nothing left for Kim Down to do. Playing on the edge, everybody 200 HP or lower.
What a play for Team Liquid. Everything was on a nice edge, and they come out on top across the board. Lane to lane to lane now. You can see that those advantages are starting to rack up, especially when you look at the 2 mid-jungle duos. This is something that we talked about maybe being a win condition for TBA, is relying on Kitsuo and Robbie Bob. But again, second time in a row, they are having a rough shake of things against Harry and Armeo.
Yeah, and so far, this mid-jungle duo, the Kitsuo and Robbie Bob, who have been playing together. Oh,
okay, Bradley. He's got a little bit of fight back in him. Does not have a stolen ult yet. I'm surprised he didn't try to just steal Porsches right there and go for a little bit of a recontest.
Potentially could have, but doesn't necessarily want to take the fight around the Mega Gnar timing, right? But I still want to go back because we were looking at Kitsuo and Robbie Bob as potential big carries coming through, right? They are the core of the team that Team Pending was built around. They've been playing together for quite a while at this point, and they've had a lot of success in the amateur scene together. But now they're getting to see what it's like playing up against Harry and Armeo, just as you said, and so far, it hasn't really been close. Armeo is here, and he's just hiding.
He's just waiting for them to play too far out. He's got level 5, level 7 for Harry, so a little bit of an experienced lead on the side of Team Liquid Honda. Instead, they fall back, Noticing that Kitsuo did not want to go for anything further. Kitsuo really does need to farm up to get to level 6. His bot lane is getting a little bit of an action here. They are level 5 and level 4. Kim down taking a lot of them Chakrams and Infernums to die.
Great instant cleanse coming through from Yan, turning it around. Kim down, also struggling to find purchase in this game. 6 kills to 0, already a 2,000 gold lead, and now, not going to be looking for Masu just quite yet, but they should be able to pick up a ton of plates. Kitsuo feels so pressured to do something.
Now Kitsuo looking to save his top lane. Bradley taking a lot of that damage, stole away the Gnarl, shove him away. Gets a little bit of distance with the flash in from Kitsuo, gets the flash out of Bradley as he's burning. He's slowed down from that red buff, but he does not die. He gets out of there.
Oh my gosh, keeping himself alive yet again. He has to flash, but it doesn't matter. Now Armeo's here.
No, it should be fine. Still flashes up for Robbie Bobby. Even if he can burn it, it would have been a win for Armeo. With the control they've gotten, the fact that Bradley was able to survive in the top lane, that gank that came through from Getsuo, it looked nice at first, but just barely. Bradley gets the great escape yet again.
Yeah. And at the same time, because Armeo is chilling there, he's done so much work preventing several plays, but now he needs to be careful. They know where he is.
They spot him out. I think that's going to be the pincer maneuver. We got Kitsuo waiting, as Porsche will be the first one to show up, probably get rid of the blast gun now. Armeo realizing this might be a little bit more sticky of a situation than they had previously thought, but he got assistance from Harry. Again, Robbie Bump a little bit behind. They've got to be careful. Ayla's here as well. The dive into charm into the back line on the Porsche so they can get immediate kills, and Porsche flashing away. Not even Mega, but the flash comes in. Double kill reset out of Armeo, playing out of his mind in the series.
And the mid-jungle duo from Harry and Armeo yet again, total control.
Triple kill gifted to Armeo.
So much money coming into Armeo. This is the game that Armeo is set up to carry. He says, you know, we could get the dragon, but I want there's a Rift Herald instead. No, he actually just wants to back away. He's got to be on a completed mythic
for sure.
Already. His lanes are winning. He is ahead, and I was worried that he might go down here, but Kitsuo had no ultimate. There was no rage on Porsche. They couldn't crowd control him ever, and by the time Harry and Ayla show up, it's just a total reset city. They had used too many buttons trying to take down a man in the first place.
The fact that you get those resets, you reset a fight itself, and then go back to the mid lane with that beautiful flash charm from Harry.
Absolutely crazy stuff. And now, I mean, this is Team Liquid in their prime. This is Team Liquid looking to take control. Armeo can roam around and help out whoever he wants. He's starting up by picking up this Rift Herald. He's got a mythic in the jungle at sub 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Porsche, you don't want to be here.
No, he saw that and he's like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. This is yours. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good. Okay, Kitsuo fighting Yan.
You got the flash from Yan there. Immaculate play. Now hostile takeover. Is it another lane that wins disadvantage for Team Liquid? Harry's on the other side. TBA, yeah, tempted to have a play work out. The flash over the wall from Masu. We even with Kim down diving into the back line. They will get a shutdown for one, but everyone else is about to fall. There's no escape. Robbie Bobby even knows that. Says, I gotta give up on you because we're all dead otherwise.
Oh man, Harry ends up breaking the potential perfect game, but Team Liquid, they don't care. They're still up 5,000 gold. They're going to be picking up this dragon, and so far, Team Liquid have been looking so good. And the show that Team Pending said that they were going to put on for us, not the show I think that they were hoping to actually make happen. At the same time, though, as we watch Team Liquid yet again get away with some insane mechanical plays, we're going to be seeing lots of Team Liquid throughout this tournament. Alex, they are going to be going far. We are currently favoriting them to win the entire thing, but a team that deserves some recognition, still going to be Team Pending. And I feel as though we've spent a lot of time talking about this mid-jungle duo, and they are players that I feel have been like right on the cusp of being able to move their way up and actually get themselves into Academy for a long time. I still want to look more at Masu as Porsche.
Nice ult away. Bradley. You know Bradley wants these fights over and over again. He's like, yeah. Got to make an R. Just wait until that resets. I dive back in, I heal up with the Kingslayer, and you jump out.
Yeah, good wallop coming through from Porsche to deny the play. But Masu is, again, a player only 17. He started off this series by winning a 2v2, going up against Yan and Ayla with a substitute support, right? They instantly are finding some ways in, and he actually hasn't really died a whole lot. Unfortunately, as an AD carry, you don't have a whole lot of tools, but Harry
in danger. There's the realm warp, but he got a nice effort cross with the charm on the other side on the Robbie Bobby. Armeo trying to defend him as best as he can, but Armeo will make sure that he is still alive. They had to sacrifice Harry, sacrifice the Fox. Well, look where Bradley is. He's nowhere near. This is a 3v5 fight. Reset for Armeo. He got one. He's got two. It's a double kill. They're all around, and TBA runs back towards the turret, but I don't think Team Liquid Honda are done just yet. You might want to go for a little bit more. They've got the minion wave already starting to pile up.
And Harry's definitely going, why me? Why is it always me that they're picking off? Everybody coming around to try and save him. Oh, Robbie.
Armeo, he wants it. He got it. He's legendary. He wants double-digit kills. You know it, but the wallop might take him down. The bailout! Is it in time? No! The shutdown. Masu, make sure no more resets for Team Liquid Honda. But still, the turret will fall, and a re-engage attempted occurs at the side of Mami, throwing on Yon and Ayla. But it's going to be Masu, the 17-year-old from Solo Q, picking up the kills.
There you go, Masu yet again leading the way in. They throw him down right there. They prevent Armeo from finding an opportunity back in with 4 kills suddenly to his name. Masu, he's the one player. Even though we're already looking at this as a Team Liquid win, Team Pending can't. The player that's got to do it is the 17-year-old wonder kid coming through. Picked up 4 kills, found some shutdowns. He suddenly has so much money to potentially play with. This is where he steps up, and that's the tough part, right? You're looking at players like Kitsuo, Robbie Bob, who've been around for a while, Porsche and Kim down, relatively young players. Now it's got to be Masu who steps up and starts leading the team and says, follow me, I just need you to create space for me, and I will carry this game.
And as long as they can do that, if they can manage to make sure that Masu is untouched by all this dive potential out of Team Liquid Honda, will be a good showing for Team Pending, but that is still a difficult task to ask. And now they're looking for this play on a Harry in the top lane. No turret there to fall back to. Harry thinks that he can dash in, but look at that. Hitsuo, perfect placement. Flash over the wall for Harry to be able to survive.
Great stuff from Harry to actually live. Nobody catches Harry for the 3rd time in a row. Finds his way out of there, and Team Liquid, they're taking control in the mid lane. They should be able to pick up the turret. And Alex,
yes.
Have you ever seen Blade of the Ruined King built on Achilles before?
Not in a long time.
Huh.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing that build come in from Yon, especially since he's going over for that over his mythic. I don't know if it's necessarily the worst thing. You got some health stackers on the side of TBA, I guess. Kinda. Not really. Yeah.
It's not the worst item.
It's not the worst item. It could be worse, and I can list a lot of them for you.
I believe you. we'll start right there. You know, Rabadon's definitely would have been a little bit worse, but now 7,000 gold lead coming out from Team Liquid. They are having to choose whether or not they want to play for the Rift Herald or the Dragon right away, because they're both going to be spawning around the same time. And Team Liquid, they've been very good at playing with the Rift Herald historically.
So I don't know why this is just giving me deja vu. I gotta put it on pause really quick. Kitsuo, he's caught out. He's got that monkey dash if he wants the decoy, but he doesn't even get it in time. Armeo, his 11th kill. We're only 16 minutes into the game. They have 16 kills total for Team Liquid Honda, and 11 of them are on Armeo.
He is so strong at this point. He can dictate every single fight. So it's all about what Armeo wants to do with this game. We said that Masu could try and play, and it's not ridiculous that he has some good moments. If he can find that pocket of safety after Armeo has used his dash and his ult, then it's possible for Masu to take him down. But that's a pretty big if, right? You gotta get Armeo to, one, miss everything on you and not pick up one of your teammates so that he can reset.
Yeah, it is rough. It is very rough. Now top lane Harry might just solo kill Porsche. Had to flash away. He's got the Spirit Rush. Does not connect the orb, but does throw in Cam down. And Masu on this flank. This is odd to see. The ADC, the one flanking Harry. He's got a bailout from Ayla. They will make sure he's alive, but still dies. 2 kills for Bradley and Masu against the world. Fighting back. Bradley's getting kited out, but the Kingslayer to follow up a triple kill for Bradley, while Kitsuo completely zoned out by Armeo. The general is here to command the troops to victory as Kitsuo should fall to the strike the 12th time for Armeo.
12 kills going over to Armail. It's not even 20 minutes into the game. They still are playing for the Rift Herald at this point. Takes away some of the jungle before he goes in. Starts hitting the Rift Herald, and Team Liquid, I almost feel bad for Harry at this point, right? Because he's the only person being attacked. They haven't gone for Bradley. They haven't really gone for Armail. They've gotten Jan and Ayla once after they overextended a little bit, and now Team Liquid are able to take over everything. They already have people in control of the Dragon Pit, but here's a teleport from Porsche.
Okay, an attempted play from a TBA, even if they're behind nearly 10,000 gold. They're still looking for the play, and as you called out, Jan has chakrams. This could be dangerous. They got the call of the fortune. They got the curse of the sad mummy. There we go. That connected from Kim down, so make sure they got one kill.
Yeah, Bradley finally goes down. Unfortunately, he had kind of a useless ultimate because Armail was nowhere nearby. Oh, it was Ayla that ended up going down. But still, Bradley couldn't do nearly as much. He didn't have a real ultimate. No. But slowly, Team Liquid, they pick up another dragon for themselves. They are making a couple of small mistakes here and there. We're not being threatened of the same kind of record-setting game that Joey was predicting earlier that we had seen them do up against Immortals. But it's still incredibly dominant coming out from them. Masu, though, now 6 of his team's 7 kills. As long as he can find that pocket, as long as they are taking fights where Team Liquid aren't setting up and they aren't able to get onto the Callista, he can carry. He does a lot of damage.
But that's also saying that they can keep Masu alive. Looking at the other members, they're struggling with gold. Struggling to get their mythics. Even Kim down is yet to get it while the battle song is up for Ayla to pop that and get those divers to get on top of Masu early.
Yeah. Also, look at the fact Porsche has opted to go for the chain sword because he's going into the heavy healing from Bradley.
Robbie Bob. Nice Everfrost. Looked a little dicey there, but it was a good read. At least he's able to get out.
As the Rift Herald goes down, multiple members of Team Pending are on the opposite side of the map, but there's no teleport from Team Porsche, and it's a tour de force coming in for Team Liquid. This turret will go down, and Harry can shift up towards the top lane. He has kill pressure on Mininar.
He might even be able to get a secondary charge onto this inhibitor. Team Pending are too timid to dive in. They're too scared to see if they can contest anything on the map against Team Liquid.
I mean, their engage tools are just throwing in Kitsuo and Kim down like Pokemon, right?
Yep.
Just go on in there. Oh.
Can connect it.
I actually really like that from Masu. Right? It was the kind of thing where he sees Armail and his first thought isn't, oh, I need to get away. It's, oh, maybe we can kill him. Right?
Cool. And he cancels the back beyond. Nicely done from Masu.
Yeah. You know, he's still thinking about the game. He's very behind. Or his team was very behind.
I was about to say, he's not very behind. His team is very behind.
His team is very behind.
Now Armail. That might not be the position you want to be in. That is a wombo combo, but he survives it all! Now they got the charm on a Kitsuo. Harry, make sure there's no way they can even try to chase back down on Armail.
That's a lot committed to actually try and take him down, right? 3 ultimates committed, and I think Robbie was even using his Realm Warp in order to try and get into the fight relatively quickly. I love the fact that everyone's on the same page, like, oh, get him, get him, get him, get him! But that's what we see. They are so far behind in gold.
Oh, now Robbie Bob's in a bad spot. He's got no way to escape this one, even with the flash dash combo. It was easy to chase him down if you're Jan.
Yeah. Jan does a lot of damage. I haven't seen this Blade of the Rune King build before, but it does do a ton of damage, especially when you have Red Gun, right? You just get in on top of them, you get multiple auto attacks, and so you get a ton of extra movement speed that comes along with it. But now Kim down.
Looking for an angle. I think they're the ones looking for the angle. I don't think that Kim down's really that threatened by Team Liquid just yet. They're protecting their Gnar, who's about to go mini. That's the points of attack. If you can take down Gnar in mini form, it's a little bit easier. As Kitsuo, he's standing on a ward. The TP comes in. Oh, poor Kitsuo. He dives over the wall, but now he's got a rock in a hard place. They got the root. They got the sun. They got the change for the kill for Ayla.
That's one way to learn that you're standing on a ward, Alex. It's like, oh, I'm getting teleported directly on top of, and now Team Liquid, they're going to be hitting this. They have the Blade of the Rune King. They have a very fed Viego, and now Kim down. Loses his ultimate. Bradley has the curse of the sad mummy.
Yeah, now it's even less likely that you want to dive into the pit. No smite, no fight. Dodging over the wall, Bradley was able to at least lock down just one. Now they turn their attention to Robbie Bob. Killing spree for Armail. Remember, the record of summer was 14 kills, and Kim down will die to double kill for Armeo. Make it more as they look to chase down Masu, and they've got it all. Bradley and the rest of Team Liquid with Armeo leading the charge are going to take a sweep over TBA.
And I think we might get a new record. If you said it was 14, Armeo's already got 14, and we're probably going to get at least one more fight. The death timers are so low that TBA will be able to come back up. They will have another opportunity to try and fight, but they're going to be giving up at least 2 inhibitors, probably all 3.
Remember, this is the record that was set in summer, because I believe spring was at 17. So it's still got a long ways to go if you want to break this year's record.
Okay, they're going
on Armeo. Armeo, he's tough to kill. How do you stop this man? You just don't. He's still alive and kicking as they chase down the remaining members of TBA back into their base. They're pushing every single lane at the exact same time, and they're looking to see if they can keep that quota of time under an hour in this series.
They have a whole 10 minutes left to go before they are worried of that. But now, Porsche, he's got the Mega.
Well, it's flashed in, but the charm! Harry showing what's what with that charm, so now there's no escaping the inevitable. The inevitable is here. They have snapped their fingers, and they have taken you down, TBA. Team Pending cannot fight back against the onslaught that is our current reigning champions. Team Liquid Honda Academy start off with a fresh 2-0.
And this was a couple of statement wins coming out from Team Liquid, right? There were a couple of small mistakes, a couple small missteps here and there that their coach Spawn is going to go back and be like, hey, don't do this again. We're the best team. Don't allow any opportunities for these amateur teams to try and come back against you. But with the way that Team Liquid were able to play out so many of these fights, they were just winning every single skill check across the map, and they eventually do take down Team Pending 2-0. It was not bad from Team Pending. I wasn't expecting these games to be particularly close, and to be honest, they weren't, but we saw glimpses of brilliance still coming out from all the members of Team Pending at different points.
Exactly, and it's really tough. That's why we said at the beginning of the series, so it's like, hey, reserve your thoughts on Team Pending for now. This is a very, very tough opponent to face.
With substitutes.
With subs, they got thrown to the Lion's Den, saying, all right, someone's got to face the champs. I guess Team Pending's going to draw the short straw.
So, now as we start looking towards the rest of Proving Grounds, Team Liquid will advance in the winner's side of the bracket, whereas the lower side of the bracket is going to be where Team Pending finds their home. We wish them all the best, and we can't wait to see them again.
Agreed. They will be joining with 100 Thieves Academy. It is our first Academy team to have lost the series, and it's early on into the Proving Grounds. We'll see how more of it shapes up. We're going to have a break. We're going to have an interview, and we got to start watching stuff on the Academy channel because it looks like things are just wild.
Welcome back, one and all. I'm here with the Verizon post-game interview, and I'm joined by the top laner of Team Liquid Honda Academy, Bradley, after a 2-0 victory, ending the day very quickly for us here on the LCS stream. Just got to come off the bat of, man, Armeo, the general. He's leading the charge in that second game. What is it like, navigating this team full of stars, Bradley?
Well, for him, he takes the role of General Armao really seriously. He got a haircut and he freshly shaved just to look like a military general himself. And now he calls us his pawns, and he just commands us to go wherever. He's like pawn, and he snaps red, and it's yes sir, I'll leash, So yeah, it's been he's been a pretty good leader, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. He's really assuming his form now. We could see with those kinds of performances. But I want to talk about your role in all this. Right? We've lauded Team Liquid Academy so far already on the Proving Grounds broadcast, but because you guys are the favorites for the tournament. You guys won last PG against 100 Thieves. But how, Bradley, are you fitting into this mold now, especially in your second split with the team and trying to navigate, as you said, with Armeo leading the charge, but the likes of Jan, Ayla, and Harry?
Well, I would definitely say compared to first split was a lot of knowledge. I was trying my hardest to, kind of fit into the team and just soak up as much knowledge and experience as I can, right? Because I have pretty great teammates, I would say. And then going into this split, it was definitely kind of finding my voice and where that kind of fits with the team, right? I start calling for things that maybe I wouldn't call for, right? Because I'm starting to build the experience, under which is now my second split. and my teammates are pretty supportive, and I have trust like that they'll listen to my calls and like these types of things. So it feels really nice to kind of grow alongside of Team Liquid Academy, coming in.
That's it's been a really big pleasure to watch from an outside perspective, Bradley. It really has. But I want to talk about a little bit more the game, the competition, Proving Grounds as a whole, right? A lot of interesting things going on that we'll talk about, but in general, on this stream at least, Academy coming out dominant. Do you have any feelings or thoughts about Amateur, at least at this point in the tournament?
Well, I saw, since you're bringing it up, I saw that Ginger Turmeric beat 100 Thieves, and that's pretty exciting because 100 Thieves are pretty hyped up, and like not like to disrespect, but I'm sure it means a lot for like the amateur guys, to actually pull out a win versus them, so it's actually pretty exciting. I'm always generally a huge fan of upsets, so I thought it was really cool to see them win. But of course, against us, as you kind of saw today, we're not taking it too easy against amateur. Still got to play on our toes.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep going. You're not going to fall to the issues that 100 Thieves Academy are falling to this time around. But I want to talk about 100 Thieves a little bit, right? You're talking about them falling and maybe a little lackluster performance, but they lodge you as the second best top laner in the league right now, Bradley. And what do you think? Potentially if they make the dark horse run in the lower bracket to potentially facing Tenacity, trying to go combat this 100 Thieves roster again.
Oh, I have no doubt that they're gonna make it like a dark horse run for sure. I do think that it's definitely uncharacteristic to lose, like for them for like the caliber of players that they have. So I do definitely think that they're gonna make a dark horse run, but hopefully, yeah, I will play against Nasty because I do think he's good. So it'd be a nice like little show to perform me versus Nasty to kind of prove myself. So yeah. I look forward to it if it happens.
Hey, you gotta hope for that. That would be really fun. I want to talk to you a little bit though, more on a personal note. How are the picks like for you, man? How are you feeling? Like you're getting to bust out the Akalis in the regular season. You get to have a little bit of flexibility at that top. I haven't seen the super crazy nutty picks, but how are you feeling about the meta right now on top?
It's definitely a bit weird, the durability patch coming in, and the now like Gnar and like the sustain is being nerfed. I definitely think that we're going to see a lot of other top lane champs that maybe people haven't shown yet as we go forward more into the tournament. But as far as my picks are concerned, yeah. So like when draft meeting happens, like my coach generally asks me like what I think is good, and then when I tell him what's good, he'll like write them all down on kind of like a dartboard, and then he'll close his eyes and he'll throw it. So like for example today, right? Like they picked Gnar, and then he was like, okay, let's see what we're playing into Gnar. And then like on like the very like bottom corner, like it hit Silas. Like my coach isn't a good like dart like thrower, so like it hit Silas, and I was like, oh, well that's good. So yeah.
Shout outs to Spot. Gotta talk about that. This will be my last question. I don't want to keep it too much longer. How is it like having Spawn now and having a little bit of the...
He actually came back with a lot of like energetic and happiness, which is really nice. Like it was nice to win the first place of Academy Split, while he was gone, and then he comes back and he brings forth like really good energy, really good vibes, making sure we still aren't slacking, even though he did a really good job of that while we were gone. Hashtag Coach Cap, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. And then yeah, so he's been really nice to work with since he's coming back, and I can tell that he feels really, really motivated to kind of come in and continue the legacy that we left last split.
Hey, you got to go with those 2 chains. You got to get that second medallion to go on the neck.
Sure.
Last little bit here, Bradley. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody you want to talk about before I let you go?
Of course, I've got some shout outs. Thanks for asking. Where to start? I first want to thank my family and friends who watch. My mom, my brothers, my nephew. My friends who watch in Discord. My friends who support me. You guys are the real ones. I want to shout out Honda. Honda's a real one for sure. I'm still waiting on the car, but that's chill. Got to shout out you guys, of course. Having a great interview for me, great broadcast as well. And shout out to the fans as well, because every message that you guys write in Twitch chat, like cheering for us, it really means a lot. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bradley, it's always a pleasure to get to talk to you, man. Look forward to talking to you some more. Go enjoy the wins and get ready for some more competition.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to bring back Joshi and Magical and get to hear a little bit of the wholesomeness, but as well as that growth, that development that we know and love from Bradley Joshi.
I can never tell like how serious his interviews are. It's like, did Armeo really shave his head? I saw some footage of him fairly recently. But he says it with such conviction, you know?
Bradley's awesome for interviews. Honestly, he's one of my favorite people to just talk to, like on the side. Like whenever I do like in the lab stuff and he's on it, he's just a great person to be around.
Mm-hmm. I felt like I was keeping him a long time. I really wanted to ask him how Socks is because I always ask him how Socks is. But I'm a little sad now. Maybe I'll just message him and ask him myself. Yeah. But it was really nice to hear a little bit of the behind the scenes. Also, the fact that like we are seeing the Team Liquid that we know, right? The General Armeo coming to bat and really leading the charge, at least in a lot of terms of controlling the map, controlling the pace, right? It was him who was dominating the early game. The pathing was so incredible, Joshi.
Yeah. Yeah, and Armeo had some fantastic games today, both on the Poppy and on the Viego later, right? He was able to take so much control over the map, and that's what we know Armeo can do to some of the best junglers that we already have in Academy as well. It was really difficult for Kitsuo to ever really find purchase, and the last time I remember the number of deaths Kitsuo had, he was up to 8 in that last game because he was just not able to find anything at all throughout the entire game. That's just what John Armeo does to people.
Yeah. I do want to bring the highlight to TBA. Obviously, they'll be lowering, I guess, into the lower bracket here now. But I think you got to see some of the aggressive tendency, some of the comeback potential, some of the mental fortitude, especially in that second game. At times when they were so far down, they were still able to try to pick off fights and capitalize on punishments. Magical. Yeah, I thought was really important.
This is where I want to bring back the conversation full circle to who we talked about at the beginning of the day for Team Pending, Masu. He looked really good, even in both games that they lost. He was always that rock that kind of was like there as the catch clause. Like if they could somehow make sure that Masu was going to pop off in these fights, they had that chance to win. But unfortunately, when you have a lot of dive potential or even just assassination tools, it's hard to do that. He played Senna in the first game, and there's not much you can do there. But playing the Kalista in the second game looked a lot better. It was more what we wanted to see from him, having those mechanics to really have great positioning. And then all of a sudden it started falling apart because they just didn't have enough gold to really compete with the bank that was Team Liquid Honda.
That's the most difficult part is once you get down, especially against a team like Team Liquid, it's just so hard to come back from. Yeah. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the full day here, shall we, gentlemen? As
I still can't believe that one.
Two 2-0s on our stream, two very fast series on our stream, but on the other stream, we're just now getting the second series, but we already had the upset of a century, apparently, in AoE Ginger Turmeric, taking down 100 Thieves Academy. Magical.
You know why I can't believe it most? Because I didn't get a cast the upset, and I'm so sad. I really like casting upsets. It's so much fun. But, you know, props to Ginger Turmeric. I was hearing that Wixie was popping off on Draven. Wixie is one of those two players I talked about, and we'll continue to talk about throughout the split, that I feel like unjustly was not on a team in Academy. Some people disagree with me, but I think he's just a great player. And it was shown today where he got his revenge against his old lord.
He got his revenge with the Draven.
I'm still waiting to see 100 Thieves come online for Proving Grounds, right? They were like this in spring where they were the worst second round robin. The worst second round robin team we had seen in Academy, and then they come in and they take Team Liquid to 5 games after really turning things around. This version of 100 Thieves that we saw today, from the few glimpses that I actually got at the games, didn't look good. It was definitely a spot where they were just taking fights kind of randomly all over the place in ways that, you know, they were not always able to necessarily find advantages. And because they were playing against a team that's scaled at least as well as them, we saw that Trickster and the Karthus was able to take things over. And so, 100 Thieves, I want this to be a wake-up call for them. I've always been looking at them and asking, we need to find more. We need to actually play the macro game. Your hands are good, but they're not going to be enough long-term. Let's see what the growth is going to be and whether or not they can bounce back in the lower bracket.
It's the return of the second seed curse, I'm telling you. First seed curse, dead already. It lasted one split. And now we got the second seed curse. We saw it last year. Both times, spring and summer. The second seed dropped out almost immediately. Might see it here again.
Okay. Well, I'll just say the dark horse run is on 100 Thieves. I'm looking at you. I had them pegged. They dropped down low in spring early on. Same situation. Just got to ride the path and make it to the finals. Get our best of 20 with Team Liquid Academy at this point. But it's an exciting one. We got to look at tomorrow's schedule though before we do wrap things up here, because we do have some more fun on the table as we make it to that next set of matches. We'll have FlyQuest Academy taking on Golden Guardians Academy, Taco Gaming taking on Immortals Progressive Academy, 100 Thieves Academy taking on EGP. Or EGA, rather.
Yeah, EGA.
Sorry, and
Yeah,
then
100 Thieves
CLC
next,
Academy.
actually.
Yeah, and it
There we go.
definitely need to fix some of the nomenclature. 100 Thieves next versus EGA, and then CLG Academy versus TSM Academy. So a lot of fun ones. Best of threes again, and some tight matches there, Joshi. I don't know. Do you have anything that stands out to you?
I mean, both 100 Thieves Next versus Evil Geniuses Academy and Taco Gaming versus Immortals, I think, are potential opportunities for amateur teams to find their upsets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that there was only going to be 3 wins for
That's all
amateur
you
across
get.
the entire
That's
tournament.
It. Today was it.
I'm not convinced. I think that these are the series where we are seeing some of the most likely opportunities for amateur to get some more of their upset wins.
I agree. I actually read alongside Josh. I feel like look at Taco Gaming and how they were able to upset 100 Next, where a lot of people kind of said, oh, it's Taco Gaming, they just got lucky. No, they ended up winning the whole thing. And then 100 Next are a team that have been lauded this entire time for this entire split, even last split, the splits before with all the different teams they've had. This has always been one of those amateur orgs, with amateur teams affiliated with one of our LCS orgs that always has this great development pipeline.
I'm here. I'm just sipping my tea over here with my pinky up in the air. That's all I'm saying. And it's really going to be fun. I think we have some very tight matches tomorrow. I'm really, really excited. But first of all, we got to get through today's matches. And there's still a whole series in front of us on the other stream, as we had a quick one today. So let's take a little look ahead. I want to get your guys' quick thoughts before we do send it over. Cloud9 Academy versus Cincinnati Fear. Joshi, what are your thoughts as they are already in game number 1?
I'm pretty confident that Cloud9 should be winning this overall, but Cloud9 have been in a bit of a slump fairly recently. They haven't necessarily been looking quite as strong. Well, they dunked on CLG. They also got hardcore dunked on by Team Liquid, and so it depends on what version of Cloud9 is actually going to be showing up today, right? Is it the team that was able to beat CLG, or is it the team that didn't even look like they compared to Team Liquid?
What about you, Magical? Any final thoughts on this series that we're watching?
Oh, sorry, I was watching the series.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and send it off. Thanks for trolling me, Magical. Appreciate you as always. And we'll go ahead and see you on twitch.tv/academy.